Hello and welcome to another video. My name's Swithers, and for the last 11 weeks I've been working out using gymnastics rings. So, a bit of context for those of you who haven't seen the first two parts of this series. Since early February, I've been following the Gym Rings guide by Bodyweight Tribe. This had been perfect for me during lockdown, as it's a bodyweight program that uses gymnastics rings as the only piece of equipment, and my home gym has a pull-up bar and some gymnastics rings, so perfect for me. The program is split into 3 phases, each is supposed to be 4 weeks, and I've just finished phase 2. In this video, I'm going to go over what this phase involved, how I modified it, and what the gains are that I made during it. If you're interested to see how the first phase of this program went, then click in one of those places to find out more. So this second phase was similar to the first in that I did 2 push and 2 pull sessions per week. And I did various other types of exercise scattered in between those sessions, but those 4 sessions were my main targets for the week. Anyway, time to show you what exercises were involved in this phase. So, let's roll the montage. As you can see there, this phase has actually been very similar to the first one. It's just some of the exercises are substituted out for harder variations of those exercises. So for instance, the ring dips have become Bulgarian ring dips. Now, one main change you might see in that bit of the video compared to the PDF if you read it, is that the main push exercise was supposed to be either handstand push-ups or handstand push-up negatives. But after initially attempting them, I had a little bit of pain in my elbow, and I also got a comment on the last video saying I needed to check out my pike push-up form. So I went and did that and found I was doing them completely wrong. So I went back to basics, and instead of doing handstand push-up negatives, I carried on doing pike push-ups but learning how to do them with proper form this time. Basically, I needed to not flare my elbows outwards whilst I was doing it, and when I'm pushing up, get my head in between my shoulders. You can see the comparison here showing what I was doing in phase 1 compared to phase 2, and you can see that I'm keeping my elbows much more tucked in, and I'm getting my head between those shoulders. My shoulders and overhead strength have always been pretty bad, but I'm happy to see that I can do these now with my legs quite a long way off the floor. So I'm hoping I can just gradually raise my legs higher and higher up, keeping this good form, and then eventually I'll have full handstand push-ups. Other than that one small change, I did all of the exercises as the program tells you to do them. One of my favourites from this phase has been the ring archer push-ups. This exercise has really helped me improve both my pushing strength and my core stability, as when you put almost all of your weight onto one of your arms on an unstable ring, it requires a heck of a lot of your core stability to keep your body in line and in good form whilst doing it. but the headline improvement in the pushing strength has once again come from the dips. I started this phase doing sets of 5 on the Bulgarian dips and then sets of 10 on the regular dips at the end of the session. By the end of this now, I'm doing either 3 or 4 sets of 10 Bulgarian dips and then 3 sets of 10 regular dips at the end of the session. Now this has brought my overall dip volume from 30 full dips in phase 1 all the way up to 60 or 70 full dips per session in phase 2. Now, my body 100% could not have taken that volume of dips before, so I'm really happy that I can do that now. On the pulling side of things, the gains have been a lot less pronounced. However, that doesn't mean they're not there. My pulling strength started in a much better place than my pushing strength did for this, so I'd expect to see less gains in the pulling strength. However, at the start of this phase, my max number of L-sit pull-ups was 8. By the end of this phase, I've managed to get that max up to 10. So there is an improvement in the pulling strength, however the volume of the pull-ups has remained the same throughout phase 1 and phase 2 now. Now, let's get on to the exciting bit. What super fun skills have all of these exercises allowed me to unlock in these last 6 weeks? So about halfway through this phase now, so 3 or 4 weeks ago, I added in some explosive exercises at the start of each session. So on the pushing side, there would be explosive push-ups, on the pulling side, there were explosive pull-ups. Before this program, when I did high pull-ups, I could get it down to about my chest. Now when I'm doing explosive pull-ups, I can get the bar all the way down to my stomach, which is a huge improvement. Another skill that's gotten way better, my max L-sit before the program was about 8 seconds. After phase 1, it was about 20 seconds. Now after phase 2, I can hold an L-sit for just over 30 seconds, which again is a massive improvement over what it was before the program. My favourite improvement through this phase though is definitely the bar muscle up. This is the first movement that I learned for this channel, and when I learned it with terrible form. I was kipping on purpose, but I was kipping loads. And thanks to doing this program, I've now got much better pulling and pushing strength. So my bar muscle up has gone from looking like this to looking like this. It's almost at the stage I would call it a good strict muscle up. Tiny bit of cleaning up to do, and then you can expect a video on muscle up progression from kipping to clean. So overall from doing this phase, I'll be honest, I haven't seen as massive of an improvement as I did during phase 1. However, that is to be expected for any workout program because I'm not getting those newbie gains anymore. I've done these exercises already, now I'm just doing harder variations of them as opposed to going from not doing them at all to doing them. I'm still really happy with the progress I've seen though, and my body is feeling better than ever doing these exercises. Honestly, the stability you get from using rings is so much better than any equipment I've used before. So yeah, the TLDR from this phase, I'm feeling better than ever, I am feeling stronger than I ever have, and I'm able to try a bunch of new skills without any fear of hurting myself. So the next phase of this is phase 3, and once again it's very similar to phase 2, just with harder variations of most of the exercises. So if you want to see the progress after that final phase, then feel free to click like and subscribe to the channel, because then you'll get notified when I upload that next video. On to the whole body transformation part of this. Now, this isn't necessarily the reason that I'm doing this workout program, however any benefits there are always welcome. So I've been eating perfectly healthy throughout this, but I haven't necessarily been dieting. So my body weight has stayed pretty much the same throughout. It was 170 pounds before this phase, and that's gone down to 167 after this phase, so basically the same. But once again, that means my body that is pretty much the same weight and the same size as it was before is able to do more than it could 6 weeks ago, which at the very least means I've got better at using this body that I have. The one thing I definitely will say I've noticed though is that my arms, so my biceps and triceps and shoulders have definitely got a bit bigger over the last 11 weeks of this program, which is always nice. Gyms are now open again in the UK, so I am going to incorporate some other forms of training other than just bodyweight into this last phase. However, I'm still going to be targeting those 4 sessions a week, 2 pull and 2 push as my main sessions. Thank you very much to everybody who's followed along so far. I hope I can show you some good progress after this 3rd phase now as well. So stick around if you want to be able to see that video. Should be about 5 weeks away. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.